Hi, welcome to the Digital Business Podcast with your digital brand coach, Annie. Today we're starting an amazing series on personal branding. So I'm going to start off by just giving you a whole theoretical knowledge about what exactly personal branding is. I absolutely believe that if you're a speaker, you're a preacher, you're a coach, you're a personal trainer, you're an artist, you're a musician, you're an influencer, you are a teacher, you are in a space where you, as the skills holder, as the person who gets to serve, as a person whose abilities are monetized, consider yourself as a personal brand. Consider yourself as a brand, because what people are buying is your essence. What people are buying is the quality that you're bringing forward from the essence of your skills and abilities and talents. So if you can bring that understanding here, you can understand why it's important for you to be very deliberate in the way in which you package who you are, why it's very important for you to be methodical with regards to how you bring yourself to spaces where people that you are hoping to have as your market or your customers get to see you in that sort of controlled narrative, if I can put it that way, aspect. It's very important that the same way, if you're thinking of a product, right? Take, for example, a bottle of juice. It has a name outside. They'll probably it obviously would have a tagline. It would obviously have colors that are consistent every time it's produced or packaged. Think of yourself in that same way. People are not buying the product, but they're buying the product who is you. Now imagine you are not a tangible product like that bottle of juice. You are something that I would want to consider as something that's not tangible, but when people experience you, they need to experience you in a particular way. So the question is, now that we're agreeing that, look, who I am as a hairstylist, as a makeup artist, you interact with people in different places, in different forms. The question is, how do you methodically, intentionally, deliberately package, deliver, present, and show up such that each time there's consistency, so that your audience or market can remember who you are, continuously attach you with a particular essence or meaning, such that they can obviously buy you the personal brand. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 aspects that I want us to talk about, and you can be sure that this 50 parts episode on personal branding will be unpacking the different types of personal brand, the different types of wealth profiles, the different platforms that each personal brand can leverage, the advantages of the different media channels, the different media platforms, how to create a personal brand logo, which colors you're supposed to choose and why you're supposed to choose them, how to create communities around you that you can monetize later. Look, this is like 50 episode part series. So you should stay tuned, you should follow, you should like, you should share, you should make sure that you show up every single time an episode is out and learn, so that you can continuously use these tools, the lessons that I'll be giving up to you, so that you can monetize your own personal brand. Now that agreed, where do we start with regards to what exactly a personal brand is? I think of a personal brand as this 8-sided thing. Who is you, okay? And for you to manage it, think of these different categories as departments. You are the business, you are the brand, you are the corporation, but there are these different departments or business units or different ways of looking at yourself, such that you can ensure that every one of those 8 aspects is taken care of, is built deliberately, so that coherently, as you bring all these 8 sides together, they turn out to be this well-crafted personal brand that can be monetized, that you can make money out of, that you can always use as a way of presenting yourself. The first one is that would want to know is your skill. Your skill, what is the number one skill that you are bringing on board? You need to be very clear about that. Are you coming on board as a musician? That is like you're coming on as, I have a musical skill, right? Are you coming on board as a speaker? What is exactly is your skill? You're able to deliver your message and who you are. So if you're out there, you're writing down, do say number one, what is the skill that I want to build my personal brand around? Am I a photographer? That means that what you're bringing on board, the skill that you want to put on display each time you show up is your photographic skills. If you are a modeler, if you are someone who shows off clothes, your skill that you're bringing on board, that you're coming to show off, is definitely that skill, which is sort of modeling. And then once we have the skill covered, that's number one. Number two is your personal style, okay? There are people that have got these different styles. There are people that are very formal, and then there are people that are so playful. Some are just full of adventures. For example, if you're a photographer, some photographers would focus on like portrait photography, and your settings are usually formal or laid back. Some people are like into adventure, right? You are like a photographer who's focusing on doing photography like adventure outdoors. You obviously come in and ensure that your personal style is so rugged, is spontaneous, easygoing, full of adventure, full of like, there is no scripted one size fits all to it, right? If you're a personal trainer, you could have your clients like training outdoors, muddy and all of that, as opposed to someone who's like, my personal style is more on the formal aspect. And then number three would be your visual designs. I'm sure we have come across this where you as a personal brand, you need to consider having your own logo, right? I'm Ame, you probably see an A somewhere, right? That's my logo, the rendering of the logo of my personal brand. Yours could be, if you're a makeup artist, maybe your logo could be your name. Suppose your name starts with a P, you could have a P behind a hologram or a silhouette of a lipstick or a makeup brush. You need to consider the visual designs that you want to have attached to your brand, such that every time someone sees that logo, they sort of attach it to who you are. And obviously your market, your community, your audience, the people that you continuously speak to will grow to resonate with that. And even if you had a whole billboard of that logo, they'll automatically think of you in that order. So you need to consider that. And visual designs, we're talking about issues like color. What color are you going to choose? Are you going to go with black, and why black? One of the episodes that we're going to have in the same series would be the language of color, the language of fonts. Why you'd have to choose pink if you're speaking to women as opposed to black. Why you'd have to choose purple and yellow if your brand is talking to children as opposed to green and black. Why if you are a therapist, if you're a medical doctor, you might want to go with blue and white as opposed to red and green. What is the language of color? What kind of emotions are attached to color? What kind of emotions are attached to particular textures? You play around that to build this visual design, which helps to enhance and communicate the essence of your personal brand. So that was number three, right? And number four, this is one which actually needs a lot of thought, and for one to actually make themselves a personal student of the different media channels, different media platforms, whether it could be radio, billboards, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You need as a personal brand, because one of the main outlets that I believe that helps present you to the whole world are these media channels that give you potential and access to millions of people around the world, to millions of people around Africa. Even in the country that you are in, you have a potential of presenting your personal brand to many people at the same time, and it can be documented, stored for later access. And that's like using and leveraging the power of media channels. You will need to make a decision which media platforms are best optimized to host the message that I'm bringing across, or to host the content that I am presenting. For example, if you're a musician, you might want to leverage the power of podcasting platforms, of YouTube, because you know very well that if you're a musician, you have a music video. It's always best for people to not just hear about your music or to just see like a poster, but for them to see like a 10 seconds clip of your music video on YouTube, and then you leave out a URL link to say click here and listen to the rest of the video on podcast, like you're rerouting people. And that is just all methodical. Take, for example, another category of people that actually need to deliberately build their personal brands are people like, maybe let's say you are a consultant, okay? If you're a consultant, you might want to deliberately choose LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a place, like it's a whole social media platforms built for building a network between professionals. So you may want to choose LinkedIn, because when you're in LinkedIn, you know, people, when people come to LinkedIn, they relate very well with very formal, serious, business-like messaging. So as a personal brand, part of your journey in building your personal brand is picking the right media channels. Some people choose 1, some people choose 7, some people choose 8. The idea is know why you are choosing what you're choosing. Know the merits of each one of those platforms. Know what message is optimized or it's best suited for which platform. Know your audience, the people that you're communicating with. What social media platform do they gravitate to? For example, there's this famous, and it's a well-known fact, that people that enjoy fashion, that enjoy makeup, that actually consume content that is makeup related, that usually on Pinterest and Instagram. So if your personal brand is built around beauty, around fashion and makeup, you might want to consider those 2 platforms as your starting area in terms of media platforms. That was number 4. Number 5 is you need to think about who is your audience, who is watching you, and think of your audience as a large pool of people that are looking at you, that are listening to your message, that are taking in your content. But amongst this audience, this group of people that you're targeting for whatever it is that you're bringing across, just know that amongst them there has to be people that you are, I would call a target market, people that you are hoping to have as people that will be paying for your personal brand. If you are a personal trainer, people that you are creating content to see frequenting your platform should be the audience that you're hoping amongst them are people who could possibly procure your services as a personal trainer. If you're a makeup artist, you're hoping that people would enjoy your content. 1 or 7 or 8 or 100 of them, I'm hoping millions, because my interest is that you monetize your personal brand, that amongst the audience that are taking in and loving your content are actually the people that would probably call you up and say, please come and give me a face beat because I saw your videos online. So you need to really understand, who am I speaking to? And among the people that I'm speaking to, who do I want to sell to? So that's something that you actually need to sit down. Because please do remember, we might all be musicians, but we are all musicians that are making music for different genres, right? So the audience that will be taking in rock and roll are different from gospel, are different from R&B, and etc, etc. Even if you're saying that you're an influencer, you're an influencer on the healthy eating space, or you're an influencer on homemade food, or you're an influencer on how to order your house or your home and keep it in order. So you have to think about, am I a home DIY influencer for stay-at-home moms? Am I an influencer for interior decoration for high-end clients? You need to really think about that and target them accordingly. One of the mistakes that I've noticed that I believe you, my audience, you'll not fall prey to, because you'll be listening to all these episodes and you'll get to do it right, is some people, you create content for, let's say, you create content that is sort of luxury interior decor. Your props, the homes that you're choosing are like homes with high ceilings, chandeliers, whereas you know very well that you're an interior decorator who wants to render your services to maybe, let's say, homes that are smaller than your normal mansions. So it's very important to be deliberate in choosing who it is that you're talking to, because amongst your audience is your market. So please do remember that. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on number 6. Number 6 is network and communities. Now, there's this aspect of audience and market, which we look at it as the people that you target, that you want to speak to from the different platforms. But remember, there is an online presence now that goes into your online presence, the offline presence. This is what I would call the real world. The online is also a real world, but I'll call this the real world. Like in your life, where you go, like the events you attend, the places that you frequent, the people that you are seeing, like taking pictures with, the events that you attend, you need to deliberately ensure that as a personal brand, you network in areas of like-minded, specialized people in your skill. For example, if you're a musician, we need to see you at concerts. It might not really necessarily be a concert where you are performing. It might be a music expo. You need to be there. If you're a personal trainer, there might be a nationwide famous must be at marathon. Please be there, because that's how also you build your credibility, that you're not only just seen virtually in space announcing yourself as an expert and as a lover of a particular field, but we also see you in physical life form, real life places where you are actually interacting with people in real life that are your potential market. Remember, on the online space, which is point number 5 that we're talking about, is talk to your audience, but your audience are also real people. Remember that. If someone is really into, let's say, someone is like into entrepreneurship, personal growth in terms of how to grow as an entrepreneur, that person who is most likely going to go to SMME conference, is going to go to business networking seminars. So you should ensure that as an influencer, as a creator in the field, as a personal brand in the field, make sure that you also frequent those same conferences, those same places, and make sure that you take pictures and you bring them in your physical space. You meet your fans, you meet your market, you meet your audience, you meet the people that you're hoping to serve, right, as a personal brand, also in real life, and bring that, because it would really authenticate you. Like, you're not just a virtual wonder, but you're a real person offering real skills with real interests that you also bring in your real world, right? So that is very important, that you need to go there. What number am I in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6. Okay, number 6 would be your competitive edge. Now remember, you are not the first personal brand in that area. You're not the only personal trainer, you're not the only speaker, you're not the only preacher, you're not the only personal brand, you're not only the only personal speaker in that area, you're not the only creator, you're not the only artist, you're not the only photographer, you are not the only one. It's very important that you deliberately curate your services in such a way that they are easy to differentiate from the next person. What is it about Ame that differentiates her from other business coaches, for example? What is it about her? What differentiates me, if I can bring it across, is that I, for one, I don't just teach you the theory or the know-hows on how to build your business, but my great differentiating aspect is that I'm a digital brand strategist. So I will teach you how to do your business, but also how to show up in the digital space, in digital platforms. That's my great differentiator. Okay, are there other business coaches around the world? Yes, there are. Are there many business coaches, great business coaches in Africa? Yes, they are there, they are present. But what makes me different from the next person is that I bring you to this place where you can leverage the assets, the virtual assets of the digital world, and you make sure that you use them to really grow your business. That's what makes me different. Okay, so you need to think about what makes you different as a photographer, what makes you different as a modeler, what makes you different as a fashion designer, what makes you different as a makeup artist. Do you use organic makeup only? Do you only do neutral makeup? Okay, what is it that makes you so different in your field? If you're a musician, are you using traditional instruments? If you're a musician, are you doing some solo pieces, let's say with a guitar? What makes you different from the next person? If you're a motivational speaker, are you motivating using some spiritual messages, for example? Are you motivating maybe also using some like art, like drama, like sort of that aspect? You bring artists along with you, like actors along with you on stage. What is it exactly that makes you different? That's something that as a personal brand you need to think about methodically and deliberately choose, understanding very well how that will help you leverage your business and how that will differentiate you and how that will make you a unique product. Remember, at the beginning I said, as a personal brand, consider yourself as a product. Consider yourself as a product that is packaged as a human being that you are bringing forth to your market or audience as a skill. Okay, that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 8. Let me just make sure. Just hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7 is your personality. Okay, it's very important that all of us, we bring in the beauty of our personalities to the personal branding space, because I believe your uniqueness, the way you're so differentiated and unique, is really tied deeply into who you are. Are you naturally a very, like, someone who's so funny? Like, there are people that have such a great sense of humor. They would not complete a sentence without getting people to laugh. Look, if you're a content creator and you're a makeup artist and you are there on camera, like showing us how to get a face beat done, if you have a joke to crack it, okay? If you're someone who likes being outdoors and you're someone who just likes sitting on the floor, you're that laid back, and you are a content creator speaking to moms on how they can, like, this best parenting tips. Look, sit on the floor, be laid back, get your cup of coffee, be that person, bring your personality to that, because I believe that there's a tribe, there's a group of people that want to learn from you, that want to buy from you, that want to be your market, your lifelong customers, that might resonate really with you and who you are from a personality aspect. So don't be afraid to bring your personality in. Don't be afraid to bring that who you are. Are you playful? Bring in that playfulness here. Are you how can I explain this? Are you someone who just wants to be like non-scripted, laid back? This is what I believe I am. Like, I am here and I'm reading and I'm like, okay, hold on, let me confirm here. This is me. I'm not gonna be here like I'm on some news channel and I have to be on a teleprompter thing. This is me. I'm bringing my personality in here to say, oh, I might forget what number I'm on, but hold on, let me count, right? I'm bringing that in. Someone else who wants me as their business coach might say, I like her personality, I love her message, but her personality sold her to me, right? So don't hide who you are, don't hide your personality, don't hide who you are. And then the last one, I believe this is, the last one is your voice and your message, okay? All of us, I believe there is a reason why we are doing what we're doing. There's that deeper purpose attached, like, oh, I'm born for this type of a vibe, that is the reason why we are in the businesses or why we are building the personal brands that we are building. If you're an author and you're writing to what kind of an audience? Let's say you are a personal finance person, you're writing books in that aspect, like a dear friend of mine, you know, he would say his journey, like, oh, I started off this way, I was once bankrupt, I started from the bottom, or I was brought up from a family that used to be in this particular way, and that's what has inspired me to be that. Like, my message, if you're to watch my first episode, is that my message is, I have wanted to find someone who can mentor me, who can share with me their personal experience on their journey so that I can learn from them. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to say we don't have to be perfect to start. Your life experience where you are, it's an opportunity for someone else to learn. You can give back, you can teach just from where you are. That's my message. So even you as a personal brand, don't leave your message out of what you're doing. If you're preparing like you are a healthy eating guru and you are doing whatever you're doing because maybe you beat some health issue just from healthy eating, do not hold that message back, because that's the thing that will help you connect to people so that you don't show up as if like you have it made from the beginning, because all of us have got a story that we can tell and that can help us connect to the people that we want to serve. So those are the 8 facets that there's 50 parts personal branding series that I'll be bringing across. Please stay online. We'll be breaking it up, different aspects. You will get to sort of map yourself out where you are with regards to personal branding, how you can build your personal brand, what tools are available for you, what skills you need to develop, where you need to start, what platforms. Look, it goes on and on, but I'm here. I have your back. No need to worry. Don't go anywhere. Stay here with me. I will teach you until the next part of this personal branding episode. I hope you enjoyed this. Click like, follow, please listen, and do share this message with someone else. Until next time, from me, your coach Ame, goodbye.